Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to your weekly general taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for all of us. They are the general energies, trends, and themes for the week ahead. Sometimes it's macrocosmic stuff, sometimes it's microcosmic stuff, but it's always informed with my intuitive message. So with that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So this week, my intuitive message, all I could see was a giant crib, right? So in some way, shape, or form, it's all about babies, whether this is conceiving, whether this is going to be one of the big conversations on the wider world stage around children, around birth rates, around pregnancy, all of the stuff that kind of goes on the wider world stage. So I wonder if it's about that. What I can tell you is in spiritual terms, like dream law, visions, etc. Whenever you see babies, they represent new things, new projects, new endeavors, new ideas. So this may be a week where a lot of people are planting new seeds. It could be where we are in some way, shape, or form, starting over or starting afresh, or nurturing a project or a new thing into being. So in all of our lives, in some regard, there's this brand new sort of nascent, fresh energy that is available and palpable. And at this point, we're out of eclipse season. Mercury goes direct at the end of this week, I believe. On top of that, we've got, what is it? Come on, brain. We've had basically all of the big astrology that was happening in the month of April is kind of done now. So we're on that wind down, right? So the universal soil has been well and truly tilled. So we are ready for fresh, brand new things. And, babies obviously represent that. So it will be interesting to see how that sort of shows up on the wider world stage. I wasn't sure personally. I was just like, okay, why am I seeing this giant baby crib? Like, it was just massive, and it was the only thing that I could see. And I was like, okay, that's the message. And that's sometimes how it happens. Right. I think I've already blessed my cards. So let's have a look at what the Destiny card is for the week ahead. Okay, that card seems to want out. I don't know if you see how it's thrown itself sideways. Shut the You literally cannot make it up, right? Literally, as I went like that, it was the card that flipped itself to the side, which is why I showed it on camera. And look, the gate 25 and innocence, right? And this really is about purity of heart. It really is about purity of mind and soul. It can be a card of starting over. And you see the lantern. This is about really clarity, right? Whatever is true and right and just always happens out in the open, never behind closed doors or in silence and shadows and all the rest of it. This does suggest that in some way, shape, or form this week, we are seeing something in the light of day. And I don't want to say the cold light of day. I feel like it will be in the warm light of day. This is one of those moments where it's like the sun shines and we see someone or something for the true sense of purity that it houses, right? This is innocence. It's about going back to or harking back to a time in our lives where things were that much simpler. For this, we've got the Knight of Swords. We've got the Queen of Wands and the Ten of Swords, right? So potentially some tough conversations might need to be had this week. And this might not necessarily be about arguments or fight. It might just be a tough conversation where we have to lay down a boundary of some sort. Because you've got the Ten of Swords next to the Queen of Wands, I also would say with this, it's very possible that in laying a boundary, you realise very quickly, okay, you're not going to be able to hold this boundary. As in, like, not that we won't be able to hold our own boundaries, but the person that we're saying, this is my line, please do not cross it, is not going to be able to adhere to that. And so we have to walk away from that situation, that connection, whatever the case might be. There's a sense here of like staking your claim, and it's kind of saying like, it's not an ultimatum, but it's just to say, right, this is kind of where we're at. please don't push any further, because I'm telling you that that's going to be a break in the situation. That's one way that this could show up. Another way that this could show up with that Knight of Swords, because of the innocence energy and this whole thing about like new and Neshan energy, we might not understand something well enough to make an informed decision. So be really careful about charging in with the way that something, you know, it's like, it has to be like this. And it's like you charge in without really understanding all of the facts and figures. You kind of just go in for it and you start sort of like haphazardly swinging your words about, and before you know it, you break something because you haven't really sort of stopped to consider that you don't have all of the information. Now, the Queen of Wands, usually a fire sign woman, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, with the Ten of Swords, I touch wood on this, it is possible that a fire sign woman should likely be a celebrity. My money is on this actually being a politician or a businesswoman. May have either a fall from grace or potentially may go down, like maybe really ill, or have potentially an accident of some sort. That I don't want to put that out there, right? I hate making these predictions. However, I have to say what I see. That is a possibility with this, and I really hope it's not the case. On a more sort of microcosmic level, like I said, be careful of charging in for something before you understand all of the facts. And one of the things that I want you to be really, really clear on this week, especially those of you that have prominent or strong fire sign placements, especially for those of you that have got fire sign placements in one of your big three, sun, moon, or ascendant, or if you've got a stellium in a fire sign, right? Anything more than, 3 or 4 planets, basically. Anywhere from sort of 3 planets upward, I would say. If you've got a heavy emphasis on fire in your chart, do not allow somebody to weaponize you this week. You know, like when people rile you up, they make you really angry, and then they try to get you to do their dirty work because they don't want to do it. And they know if they get you pissed off enough that you will step in and you'll be the person that does it. Watch out for that this week. For our insight cards, we've got the Ace of Wands. There's the fresh start with the Four of Wands. For those of you that are wanting children or babies or hoping to hear good news around children, you will be getting that good news. I love this. For some of you, that Four of Wands, the Judgment card coupled with the Four of Wands, that is a connection with your past or your heritage that gives you a true reason to celebrate. Some of you, this might be an inheritance. For others, it might be, maybe a family member finally reaches a place or some sort of success that they've been working on for a very long time. Either which way, the insight cards are beautiful. Whatever has a tough beginning this week will have an absolutely wonderful and satisfactory conclusion this week, right? That Ace of Cups is new things, new energies coming in. It's new creations, new ideas, new inspirations. And with the Four of Wands, it's like your ideas are met with a lot of success. This is as well, for those of you that are starting something new this week, you've got that beginner's luck, right? You absolutely have it with you. And a part of the reason that you're so good at this, or that you have this beginner's luck, is because you've stepped into, or you're stumbling into something that you've done in a past life. The reason that you are so good at this thing almost instantly is because your soul remembers that this is what you're meant to do, and it's something that you've done either a lifetime or lifetimes before. So I absolutely love this. Now, in terms of what's to come, the Judgment card is a crossroads, right? So for a lot of people, this might be spelling out a change of home, a change of location. It could be the solidifying of a contract around a foundational matter as well. That's very possible. It is likely to be, for some of you, it could be around a home. For a lot of you, I actually think this is going to be a contractual energy around work and or career. So I love this. I'm very intrigued because it's a really interesting mixed set of energies. On the wider world stage, this is the not the righting of a wrong, because it's already been done. This will be the returning of some form of property to an indigenous people of some sort. Whether this is land, whether it's an item, whether it's a piece of jewelry, whether it is, whatever the case might be, it's been given back in some regard, right? It's like there's a a case for, you know, this belonged to these people before it was, you know, pillaged or, you know, taken over by, or whatever the case might be. But I love this because it's like, whatever it is, it's been a long time coming, and there'll be a really strong sense of rightness once it's given back. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out as well. I love that you guys send me articles, clippings, photographs, etc. of all of the different things that I talk about when you see it in the news on the wider world stage, because it keeps us, you know, yes, it's nice for me, but more importantly, it really helps us understand that the oracle that is tarot is accurate, right? As long as we know how to speak its language and to work with it, we'll see it play out on the wider world stage. All right. With that said, take care, and I'll speak to you soon.